Oh, hi guys, and welcome to day 55 of our 365 Days of Courage, where we always try to encourage one another every day for a year with God's words in the Bible, looking for verses that assures us to not be afraid, to take courage, and to fear nothing. Our courage verse for today happens also to be the gospel for this Sunday, and it is taken from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, verse 36. Anong sabi doon? Jesus paid no attention to what they said, but told him, "Do not be afraid, only believe." Alright? So, ano ang kwento dito sa gospel verse at the same time, courage verse natin sa araw na ito? It talks about Jairus, an official, whose daughter was sick. And of course, he sought out Jesus, asking Jesus to heal his daughter. Now, napakaganda nung pagkakasulat nitong verse because when Jesus was nearing the house of Jairus, yung mga tao, sabi nila kay Jairus, "Patay na yung anak mo. Do not bother the teacher anymore. Do not bother Jesus anymore." And here's ito maganda dun sa verse natin. Jesus paid no attention to what they were saying. Now, if you notice, meron tayong dalawang tenga. Okay? Kaliwa at kanan. And every time that we are faced with a decision, every time that we encounter something, is may mga bumubulong sa ating mga tenga. Alright? Sa kaliwang tenga, we can say that nandyan yung devil's advocate, yung nagsasabi ng mga negatibo na just like the people who are saying to Jairus, huwag mo nang istorbohin ang Panginoong Jesus because wala na, patay naman na yung anak mo. And on the right ear, ito naman yung ating angels na bumubulong sa atin na huwag mo pakinggan yung mga yan. And that was what Jesus said. He paid no attention to those who are saying na patay na yung anak mo, wala nang magagawa. He paid no attention to them, and instead he focused on Jairus and said, "Do not be afraid, only believe." Ibig sabihin, Jairus was nandun siya sa gitna na kung saan, of course, he was already worried because yun nga, the news reached them na patay na yung anak niya. And of course, nandun yung imagine if you're a father and then you're trying your best to have your daughter cured of her illness only to hear the news na wala na pala yung anak mo. And here's also the thing. Jairus was with Jesus. Jesus yung nasa kanan tenga. Jesus was saying to Jairus, don't pay attention to them. Because if you pay attention to what the others are saying, those who are whispering in your left ear, if you pay attention to those, matatakot ka talaga. Mawawalan ka ng pag-asa. And so therefore, Jesus himself showed us how to face this kind of challenges. Do not pay attention to the devil's advocate. Do not pay attention to negative people. Do not pay attention to all those who are trying to discourage you from doing what you want to do. Instead, listen to good advice. And here's the thing, do not be afraid. Maniwala ka lang. Yun ang sinabi ni Panginoong Jesus kay Jairus. And so what happened in our gospel? Jesus reached the house of Jairus. And andun yung mga tao, and of course when he went inside and sabi nila patay na, sabi niya she's only sleeping. Anong ginawa? Tinawanan siya. And what did he do? Pinaalis niya yung mga taong yun sa kwarto. And that's when he said to the little girl, "Talita kum," meaning, little girl, arise. And true enough, Jairus' daughter woke up and went around, lakad-lakad, buhay, di ba? Now, had Jairus doubted, had he heard yung mga discouragements na sinasabi, huwag mo nang istorbohin ang Panginoong Jesus sapagkat patay na nga, Kung nakinig siya dun, ano kaya ang nangyari sa ating kwento? Baka hindi natuloy yung milagro. Baka hindi natuloy na gumising yung anak ni Jairus. And so, of course, yan ang sinasabi ng Panginoon sa atin. Huwag mong pakinggan yung mga yan. As long as you believe, maniwala ka lang. Panghawakan mo yung pangako ng Panginoon sa'yo. Marami man ang nagdidismaya sa'yo. Huwag mo silang pakinggan. And do not be afraid. Magtiwala ka lang. That was what Jesus said to Jairus. Do not be afraid. Only believe. Only believe. Ibig sabihin, ito lang ang kailangan mong gawin. Maniwala ka lang. Hindi mo kailangan mag-offer ng sacrifices. Hindi mo kailangan lumuhod. Maniwala ka lang. Napakasimple, di ba? But then, for others, why is it that parang mahirap gawin? Na kung titingnan natin, parang simple lang, di ba? Pero bakit kaya nahihirapan yung iba? Yan is because they are being swayed by those who are whispering in their left ear. And kaya tayo, we should also whisper louder in the right ear. We should also continue to say, hey, that's okay. Just believe. Remember God's promises. Kasi hanggat mas lumalakas yung bulong ng devil's advocate at tayo sa kanan, tayo na nag-encourage ay medyo mahina yung ating binubulong, maaaring yung ating bubulungan ay matakot at hindi maniwala at baka hindi rin niya makamit ang milagro. Alright? So, yun ang pwede natin gawin. That's what we can all do during these times, especially ngayong pandemic. I know life is so hard and I had been there. Ang hirap, di ba? Ang dami nawalan ng trabaho. Ako rin, ang dami kong offers na wala na because I cannot travel anymore because I teach review classes para sa criminology board exams. And of course, yung board exams kasi has been postponed, so walang klase. And for me, doon talaga yung passion ko. And hindi ko nagawa for a year, although may mga offers sa akin na online. But then, iba pa rin yung meron kang physical engagement sa mga reviewees. Kaya, on my part, it's not just the money, but I would also want to impart knowledge sa mga nakikinig sa akin during my lecture. And hindi ko yun nagagawa ng online lang. Because syempre, what if natutulog yung reviewees? Kumakain sila, they're not paying attention. Whereas, kung physically sana nandun ako sa harap nila, it would have been easier for me to connect to them. But then, well, this pandemic happened for a reason. And ang dami nating realizations. And this is also the right time na tayo, ilalakasan natin yung bulong natin sa kanang tenga para hindi matalo yung binubulungan natin. Para hindi tayo matalo ng mga bumubulong sa kaliwang tenga. Those who are discouraging, those who are trying to block off yung promises of God to each and every one of us. And so, yun guys, that's why we are doing this. And so remember, do not pay attention to those who are trying to dismay or discourage you. Only believe. Only believe. And ang kagandahan sa gospel natin ngayon, dalawang kwento kasi ng healing yan. Dalawang kwento ng healing. Jairus' daughter is 12 years old. But then on the way from mula doon sa tinawag ni Jairus itong si Jesus para pumunta sa bahay niya, along the way merong babae who has been hemorrhaging for 12 years. See what coincidence, di ba? 12 years old yung bata, anak ni Jairus. Yung babae naman who was hemorrhaging for 12 years was also healed when she touched the cloak of Jesus. Now, ito yun na. Of course, this is Sunday today. And during the Mass, our priest gave this beautiful homily na sinabi niya na there are two kinds of prayer, direct and intercessory. Ibig sabihin, on the part of Jairus, hindi siya yung nangangailangan ng healing. It was his daughter. Therefore, Jairus is trying to intercede for his daughter for her healing. And here comes this woman who has been hemorrhaging for 12 years, directly going to Jesus, touching him, wanting to be healed. Yan. So therefore, for us guys, we can do both. We can pray for all our personal intentions, and at the same time, intercede for those people whom we know needs our prayer because it works. Just like Jairus, diba? Yung anak niya was nagamot because of the persistence of Jairus in trying to seek Jesus' help. And so, diba? So, happy ending yung dalawang kwento natin na yan. And here's the thing. Everyone can be healed through prayer. And that is what we should also be doing right now, because as I have said, during this pandemic, ang dami nating challenges na kinakaharap. Jobs are gone, economy is down, walang mahanap na trabaho, bills are piling up, and yung mga bilihin nagtaasan. Then here comes typhoons, disasters, and everything. And minsan mag-breakdown ka na lang talaga, di ba? Bibigay ka na lang talaga. Dahil nga, well, mahina tayo eh. And so that is why we're doing this, because we want to encourage one another na laban lang. Huwag kang matakot. Only believe. Alright? So, yun guys, ha? And thank you for watching. And I hope you still tune in tomorrow for day 56 of our 365 days of courage. And guys, we do this for each other. We do this to help one another. And so if you're having trouble right now, I hope you're encouraged by our daily courage verses. Alright? Bye bye guys. See you tomorrow.